Hey, what's up, everybody? Faja here. Hope you're all having a wonderful day, and thank you for joining me for another Kava Journal. This is day 2. Now, I am working on incorporating Kava as a regular regimen on the nightly to evening basis. And it's something that I'm going to be doing daily for the next 4 weeks. And I'll be taking intermittent break within a 2-week period, as then reintroducing Kava back into my regimen after that 2-week break. This is mainly because I'm trying to experiment with what regimen works best for me, as well as attempting to alleviate any overusage that may occur. Now, a small refresher for those of you who are joining us just now within this particular journey or are wondering what kava is. And kava is a leafy plant that is related to the pepper plant, and it is quite important throughout the Polynesian cultures, such as Fijian culture, Hawaiian culture, and Filipino culture. It is a ceremonial plant with 3,000 years of history, used much like alcohol as a social lubricant, with the active ingredient known as kava lactone. Now, within Fijian culture, kava, otherwise known as yokona or grog, is often made and served in large ceremonial gatherings. And in these ceremonies, it is served in a communal bowl that is known as a kava tanoa. And during the ceremony, it will be the host's responsibility to serve the kava to others from this communal bowl. Ceremonies generally begin with the production of kava, with the guests actually participating. The kava plant, which was harvested beforehand, would be placed into large burlap or cloth sacks and would be subsequently beaten and soaked to create the kava, resulting in a thick, starchy, brownish liquid with a very earthy aftertaste. This mixture is then strained and then placed into the kava tanoa, where the host will take the responsibility of serving the kava to the guests, either in a full cup or a high tide, or a half cup or low tide. And when presented with kava, one must clap once and yell "Bula," which means hello in Fijian, and drink the kava in a singular gulp, without rushing yourself, enjoying the moment as you imbibe in your kava. Finishing it off with 3 more claps, and saying "Maka," which is, I believe it means dry up in Fijian, but I actually haven't been able to find out the full translation. But this ceremony is meant to be a communal experience to nurture a feeling of laughter, of smiling, of kindness, of love, of having fun. And it is in fact this particular ceremony that was used to bring warring tribes or warring neighbors together to be able to create a forum where they could speak and be calm, with the aid of the social lubricant known as kava. Now, though I have not gotten my actual either 75 micron nut bag to be able to do this on the regular with a reusable bag, or the kava strainer that I was supposed to get with a starter kit, I got some cheesecloth and I am currently straining or steeping my kava currently. We are once again steeping it for a little bit longer than normal, than recommended at the very least in the instructions, because I want this to be a little bit stronger of a product, which will mean that it will have a much stronger flavor. But one good thing is that you can cut your kava with a juice to be able to make it more palatable if you want, which is why I bought this, a pineapple orange guava. Because of the strong flavor of orange juice, that is one of the great ways to be able to cut the earthiness of kava and make it a little bit more palatable for those of you that want to try this journey and may find the taste of kava a little bit too strong. Now, one of the few things that I do want to talk about is that there are a lot of people out there that will say that kava has no effect, that they have tried kava and they felt nothing. Now, there are a lot of factors to this, and when and if you do choose to take this journey, here are some of my recommendations. 1, try kava on an empty stomach. On a full stomach, because you have so many other items in your stomach already diluting the kava lactones, it will have a much lesser effect on you. But if you do so on an empty stomach, it will have a much greater effect on you. Another recommendation that I have for many people is, if you are going to introduce kava into a regular regime for your daily life to be able to aid in anxiety and the like, my recommendation is to make your kava ceremony, or the time in which you imbibe in kava, your offline time, a moment for you to sit away from your phone from your computer, from your electronics, and just be for a moment. Alrighty then, so we're here. Got my kava here in my kava cup. I think that's what I'm going to call this officially because people liked it. Now I have this one mixed with the orange guava pineapple juice. And I can tell you right now, it definitely still has that strong kava smell to it, which reminds me so much of yerba mate. But I'm going to take a drink, I'm going to finish it off, and then once again, we'll do the 15-minute mark, and then we'll do the 45-minute mark. Let's go. Now, I will say, with that juice, much more palatable. That yerba mate aftertaste, definitely still there. And still got that kind of after feeling of numb tongue, something that you feel after you've gotten Novocaine and it's been a few hours afterwards. Alright, so at the 15-minute mark, definitely feeling that euphoria, feeling a lot looser, a lot more, just like willing to want to talk, as odd as that might sound. Oh yeah, it's got something to it. Alright, so we're here at the 45-minute mark, and it's a little bit more, just a little bit, tad bit. It's very similar to the first day. It's a slow roll, and very much so a very mild sedative kind of feeling, very mild comparative to something like alcohol. And it's a nice feeling. The euphoria is there. The numbness of the tongue definitely does start to taper off, but the light feeling, that feeling of just being able to kind of chuckle about whatever's there is definitely apparent. And I think the next time or tomorrow, I'm going to increase the amount of kava that I'm going to be taking in. So I'm going to do 2 doses or 2 cups worth rather than just 1 cup's worth, just to see how that'll work for me. But I think that's it for this Kava Journal, and appreciate those of you that are joining me for this journey. I hope you found some interest, learned something, and I appreciate y'all.